And greetings, my dear enthusiasts. Welcome back. And finally, the event we all been waiting for so long. So let's have a look and let's start. So mm, probably it's time to start with the most obvious games: the ranked one team versus ranked uh, over 100 team. With the for me more than not obvious choice. Obviously everyone is expecting that Hero gonna have an easy walk, but let's be honest. I believe this is the event where Falcons actually being kind of preparing themselves to, and obviously Falcons is Middle East org, and they have NBK, they have Boris. Like these players aren't here to to do nothing. They're here to win, right? And they obviously build this team to be able to compete. And simply by looking at the roster, they have a decent chance. So, with that said, in terms of what are the odds for Falcons to even win a one map, I'd say the odds are pretty good. However, what can we expect from them in a two mapper? Can they actually win two maps from Heroic? And I'd say yes, they can. Mm, Potentially, obviously, there's a not the best result from a couple of weeks ago, but um, I believe they've been specifically preparing for the heroic matchup. I hope if they not here to steal paychecks, then that's what I would do if I was a coach of this team or analyst or whatever. Like all that mattered for me was this event, and well, you try everything to take down heroic right now. So in terms of map pool, heroic don't look great on a couple of maps, but the nuke is still strong. And Falcons, we have no information about them, but I assume that they're gonna pick as they map most likely ancient, because we see the most recent result they played the ancient exactly, which kind of was a leftover, but still. Um, there is still room to improve, right? And can they actually take down? They have a chance, but will they? Most likely no. So, game one, heroic move forward. Apex against Gamer Legion, the most favorite matchup of everyone. Probably gonna have huge view account, but if we're being serious, then for some reason I have more faith in Gamer Legion rather than Apex. Um, yes, Apex individually are stronger, but I like the way that Nealon is leading this team, and even though they are a tier two team, they don't look like one. For some reason, it just clicked, and these guys played well together. So let's hope they're gonna continue that. So game two, Game of Legion. Now the quarterfinal one, Heroic versus Game of Legion. I'd love to see Game of Legion advancing, but this one looks like a easy walk for Heroic to the semifinal. Now Cloud9 versus Fnatic. We all expect Cloud9 to do magnificent things, and obviously I also expect that. And Fnatic, they just had a great event. Can they replicate that? I don't think so. Uh, Having Messi finally doing some stuff that we all knew he's capable of is great. but I don't think it's gonna catch off guard teams like Cloud9 the second time. So for me, it's gonna be Cloud9 that's gonna advance here. Ants versus Liquid. For me, it felt like in the final, Ants lost themselves. They didn't look like classic Ants that we used to right now, and I believe that's probably what lost them the game. On the other side, Liquid, all these changes, Rain Walker in, Patsy in. Patsy is a great addition, no problem, but Rain Walker, Rain Waker, sorry, Rain Walker is a different player. So Rain Waker, I don't like him. Even though he has a 1.08 rating, he kind of sucks when he plays for Liquid. And I don't know, like the Marek as IGL doesn't make much sense to me. Like you're losing so much firepower just moving him to IGL position is just ridiculous. Uh, in my opinion, Liquid had great opportunity to snatch Dexter. Let's say if they actually took Dexter instead of Rainwaker, Yekenda would have moved to IGL, or not the LGL, but the entry fragger position. Patsy would be kind of like the X Factor. Then Aussie would just play support op, and Naf would play like a star role, and it would have made sense. But with this move, it's just five individuals that gonna try to play together. I don't think it's gonna click. Can there be a potential upset? Of course, it can be an upset. But will there be an upset? I don't think that Liquid are ready to take down a team like Ants. However, if we're talking about the percentage wise, this game looks like 65-35 for Ants to win. So Ants versus Cloud9 is the second quarterfinal, and once again, I'm gonna stay on the Cloud9 side, and I will say that Cloud9 gonna take this one down. Um, they had some extra time to prepare. They will be playing as a full lineup from day one. There shouldn't be really a problem that they're gonna face that they won't be able to conquer. So for me, it's gonna be Cloud9 versus Heroic in the semifinal. Now for the semifinal, can we actually see a rank one team playing, let's say, Vitality is rank two at the end of the grand final, or we're gonna see an upset and we're gonna see a super team from Cloud9 to make their first grand final. Uh, in my opinion, this should be exactly that moment where Cloud9 uh, should take step by step approach, and they should be like after the playoff game. Now they're gonna reach some sort of a semi-final at this event, and maybe next event they're gonna be in the final, and maybe they're gonna win the event, right? So for me, it makes sense that they have that step-by-step approach, and their focus right now should be something like a semi-final, just improving like from event to event. Like you get to the playoffs, then you get to the semi-final, then you get to the final, and then you finally win the event, right? So if that's the way that Cloud9 is going to move on, great. And obviously, I'm supporting them all the way, and I want them to succeed. I want this lineup to do extremely well. And can they beat Heroic right here? Of course they can. Will they? That's a questionable thing. And for me, it looks like Heroic are on the edge of a change. I don't know when this change is gonna happen and will it happen, but for some reason it feels like Heroic needs something changed in their team. I don't know why, but it just feels that they missed something. Even though they rank one team, still They need to change. Who will be that player that's gonna come and take over? I don't know. Maybe finally Zyphon joins them, and if he joins them, then who is he gonna take over? Tessus or Shush? I don't know. Jabi obviously is great right now. Stone kind of lost his star power, but he's still a great player. And yeah, I'd say there are two positions that potentially can be improved. And are there any players that suit better than Zyphon to heroic playstyle right now? I don't know. But for me, the first grand final is going to be Cloud9, hopefully. But obviously, I understand that heroic have a better chance to go all the way to the grand final. Now, the monster soup of a bracket. FaZe VP. mm, Everyone expects FaZe to go through, and as a FaZe supporter, I have to admit that I don't think that's the case. I think that we will see Virtus Pro taking down FaZe, and it's not great from FaZe fan perspective. I hope the FaZe gonna win, but at this point, it looks like VP gonna take them down. Mm. 9 versus G2. Well, uh, G2 obviously should be taking this one down after the recent performance and lifting the trophy. Hoxie, can he beat this rating? Against 9, most likely yes. Uh, then VP versus G2. G2, just by a raw firepower, should be advancing through and will be my first semi finalist. Navi Furia, a meme game. Like at this point, I don't like Navi. I don't like Furia. Like on the paper, Furia lineup looks great, but they were not able to do anything. Can this be the moment where they actually take down Navi? Of course, it can be, but will they? I don't think so. So Navi is the first team to go to the quarterfinal over here, and the second one, Vitality, shouldn't have any issues at all facing MIBR. Then Vitality versus Navi. At this point, I just hope that Vitality gonna go all the way and they're gonna beat G2 in a semifinal. And I do want to see Vitality versus Cloud9 final because I think that's the final that's gonna probably draw the most viewers because the whole CIS will be watching, the whole Europe will be watching. Like even if it's gonna be like Vital, sorry, not Vital, but like G2 versus Cloud9 or G2 versus Heroic, it won't draw as much as attention if let's say Cloud9 gonna advance in the final. Because just think about it. The super team that was recently created will be playing the major winners like like another super team that was kind of recently remastered, right? G2 on the other side will be like yeah, Nico versus Cloud9, uh, another one of those. Like Hoxie will be a joke in the final if they go through. Zero point 0.4 rating most likely. It won't be fun to watch. However, if Vitality is gonna go to the grand final, and even though it's gonna be best of three, but there's gonna be a lot of action, a lot of fun. Like maybe Apex gonna shout something. Maybe we're gonna see like I don't know, some crazy plays, like individually super cool players. Like, but on the other side, if Heroic move to the grand final and face Vitality, oof, a lot of shit talk gonna happen, like all this stuff, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I hope it's gonna be final between Heroic Vitality or Cloud9 Vitality. So for me, like it's a clear that Vitality should be uh, in the final. And who can get them there? Obviously, it's going to be Zaiwu. So I just have to pick Zaiwu. And picking just Zaiwu is not enough. So we have to go with Apex. And just looking at the matchups, it's going to be MIBR where he can farm points. If Fury advances, then maybe he can farm some points over there as well. And then it's going to be probably G2, where no points will be farmed, but at least he's going to be there all the way. But in general, Apex is not the best choice, to be honest. So I will have to replace Apex with probably Magisk. 205k is probably the best option right now. Now, on the other side, to even this up, and because I said that for some reason I have more faith into Gamer Legion, and looking at the price of Gamer Legion players, I can see Neelan with a 165,000 price tag. This price tag is ridiculous. Yes, we don't expect Neelan to farm a lot of points, but there is always a chance that against Apex, he's gonna have like 1.1 rating, or even if they lose, like normally in the games where Neelan's team loses, uh, somehow he manages to have really decent rating, and this time I hope it won't be different. And even if they lose, I don't think he's gonna bring too many points in a red district. So 165 just to even my lineup up is pretty good price. Now, on the other side, Heroic is a team that potentially we should be picking on, considering like, yeah, this is the team that we need, blah blah blah. But I don't think I want them. So for me, it's gonna be Cloud9, and Electronic is a great choice. But if I pick Electronic with this lineup, it doesn't look like it's gonna fit, right? So I either have to get rid of Zaivu in terms of gain like Shiro plus I don't know, let's say Perfecto, right? And then I'll have 204,000 left, which is not enough to get another decent player. And if I get let's say Electronic instead of him, I still don't have enough money to get another player from Vitality, which kind of sucks, right? Which means I have to get rid of Magisk, unfortunately, and get back Zaiwu, and obviously get Apex, because this is the only way I can actually fit two op abusers in one team. And there's gonna be triple IGL double op lineup, which is a horrible choice, and you can manage this way better than I do. Let's say you can get mm, where's you can get Exile in there, then you can get Magisk, right? 211k left. Uh, Potentially, you can get someone like I don't know, Hunter or Twistin, but like not the best option. Even simple for 211, you still can get him. Like, but if you get rid of him, you can get Perfecto in there, and maybe someone like Spings or Flames. It's like, so you can have four players that potentially can bring you decent points, right? Like anything can happen over here. But we are delusional gamblers, so Apex and Electronic and Shiro. Right? This is my only hope. So let's hope that Vitality and Cloud9 go all the way, or if they go to the semifinal, well, Shiro most likely gonna have great ratings. I will most likely gonna have great rating, and all I can hope is that these geezers don't screw me up. In terms of boosters, um, bait on Neelan, Electronic most likely gonna use some flashbangs. Zyvu 4K, I don't know, but carry wise, I don't know. But Avenger for sure. Apex against MIBI, like assists, most more likely. Shiro, top of the scoreboard for sure. And that's it. That's how it looks for me in terms of roles. Shiro, obviously, main Opera. Uh, Leader on electronic, most likely yes, because they have a least resistant path. Cloud9 playing Fnatic, then they playing Ants. They can easily win both games with a 2-0. And another thing is that I can use electronic as a defender, which is not the worst idea. And Apex put him down as IGL because that's another option. But if we look at the map, MIBR most likely 2-0. Navi or Furia, there's obviously a good chance there's going to be 2-0 as well. But then I don't think it's going to be 2-0 in the semi-final. But they still can go through. So maybe removing this role and gain Alec as a defender is a better option, and just gain Apex as an IGL is probably a better option as well. Uh, in terms of Neelan, his best role most likely is a headshot machine and camp entry frag. Yeah, or eco-friendly. SMG shotguns. Uh, maybe it's the one, but I don't know. I just rather have him as a headshot machine. Makes a bit more sense. So that's my lineup. That's what I think. And as always, let me know what you think, and see you next time.